Right guys, so you may have noticed there is actually a very snazzy tab right next to the orders in the beta phase saying new charting and trading tools. And this is in fact Kraken's platform called CryptoWatch, which is essentially another way to buy and sell and manage positions on Kraken. So if we click this tab, you're brought to a very futuristic looking trading portal. Now, what this essentially is TradingView with the ability to buy and sell all of your orders already available on Kraken. So if you have funds on Kraken, it will interlink here. So it's immediately brought us to FV Euro. And that would be because that was probably one of the last things I looked at. Now, one thing I will say is when you actually first open this, you will be shown all of this hectic stuff. You may even have indicators down here. Do not panic. Do not worry. This is very, very confusing. And the purpose of this video is to actually clear all of this up and make this available for you to trade carefree. So first of all, you'll notice the chart right here. We will enlarge that very soon. You will notice here we have the buy and sell wall, which I will actually cover in the next lesson, as this is a very, very simple thing to cover. However, this is very confusing still to most. Most cannot grasp the concept of what this is, as it does look very technologically advanced. And over here is almost attached to this is the order book. Again, this will be covered in the next lesson. So all we do, simply press the tab again and get rid of these. Our next purpose is to learn this interface and also clean up this chart a little bit. So what you can see here, you have the option of which kind of chart style you'd like. Again, for the purpose of this video and for what we overall trade with, we will stick with candlesticks. You can now choose to get rid of the grid, which I will. I'll get rid of the EMA, and I will get rid of the parabolic. I'd like a nice clean chart for this presentation. Now you will notice there are loads of circles on my chart. These are in fact my buy and sell orders, with the greens being the buy and the red being the sells. So this is F Euro. If I go to the weekly chart, you can see I actually did catch Ether at a very, very good price. Originally sold a bit, and that was at 41 euros, and I actually made some purchases around 44 euros, all within 100 euros to 300 euros. A few here. Got an almost 700 euro purchase, which was a great buy for 8.8 F. So it's obviously amazing how much F that bought you back at that price there. And you can see I made some sales here as well. Just general trading activity, which is good for you to see and look back on and just kind of realize, okay, I bought here. I did actually sell regardless in a profit due to most of my buys being around here. I did make some on the FUSD pair as well, but we can get to that later. And the next thing you'll have here is snap by default, and that is the drawing tool. So if I was to draw a line, this would automatically snap to the high or low of each wick. So if you wanted to, you could just snap it straight on there and that would stick. Quite convenient. It's up to you. It's all down to your own preference for that one. Now we do have a new feature, which is enlarge. So you can enlarge your screen, play around with the chart this way. And you also can now take a screenshot, just like TradingView, which you can download straight to your phone or your laptop, whatever your preference is. So now we go back to this. Another cool feature they've recently introduced is actually the settings tab, which allows you to change the interface completely and your theme, depending on your needs. I actually really like the Kraken Light theme, so I will keep this from now on. It's brighter, it's cleaner, just helps you view the chart a little bit easier. And again, you can choose the actual prices. So even though this is the F Euro pair, you could choose to convert this to USD if you are from the US, or GBP, Japanese yen. You get the gist. Now, my orders and my trades. So again, if I remove this, this would completely remove all of my activity from here. However, I do quite like to leave this here. It's not too disturbing, and that's all good. Now, if I set a limits order, like I showed you in the previous lesson, this would show up here. For example, if you had a limit order set at around 351 euros, this would be a little line here showing you when it would be triggered. Again, it's good to leave that on the chart. You want to know what you've set, you want to know where it is in relevance to the current price. Now, I will actually show you again with the XRP example how to buy and sell. So if I switch to XRP USD, you can see I made a good few purchases here at 1,500 USD, 281 USD, 1,229 USD, and then some few buys here, 28 USD, just some small ones, 334, and then I will show you now. Oh, so actually what's interesting is this was the sell order I made recently in the previous video for 178 USD. So this does actually show up here. So what we'll do in this example is we'll go to sell, as we do not have any USD right now, collect and select the funds. So I'm going to sell everything. Again, with buy, this is exactly the same. So there's no need to make a separate video on this. It's exactly the same. So you go to sell, select how much XRP you have, and then simply press sell. Confirm. And then this will set an order right here. As you can see, it's now setting the order at the best market price. And all this will simply do is it will set the order onto the market like it has now and await someone to buy this order off you. And just like that, the order has been cleared. So if you go to trades, you can just see the order has been fulfilled. I sold 688 XRP at 25.6 cents. And again, all of my orders are here, which is great actually with Kraken. It's just the transparency. You do not get this with many other exchanges or brokers. So now I want to buy back the XRP. I have 175 USD. I will now get back slightly less XRP, which is not a problem. It's only $1 worth. And I'll press buy, confirm the buy. The order will then set again. And now we wait. The order's been set. Someone will now sell this off me. And just like that, the order's been cleared. Double confirm. I've now bought XRP yet again. And as you can see, I have 683 XRP in my account. Now, in the next lesson, I'm going to show you what exactly this is and this is. So guys, see you in the next lesson. I hope you have been taking notes of all of this.